In Paris, they said the Germans would never dare to invade France. They said the Nazis could never penetrate the Maginot Line. The 25-kilometer-thick virtual wall of heavily armed and manned guard posts and bunkers and concrete tank barricades and anti-aircraft batteries and minefields and all manner of other military fortifications designed to keep the Germans at bay. They'd convinced themselves Hitler would never try to move his panzer divisions through the forests of the Ardennes. Those forests were too thick, too dense, too foreboding for anyone to move tanks and mobile artillery and armored personnel carriers and other mechanized units through. But Jean-Luc Leclerc knew that they were wrong. "Luc? Luc, are you listening?" No one actually called him Jean-Luc. Not since he was a little boy. His parents, his siblings, his grandparents, they all called him Luc. Now, though he still felt like a kid at times, theoretically he was all grown up, married, 2 small daughters, a mortgage, a parish, ever-growing responsibilities. "Luc, are you even hearing a word I'm saying?" Suddenly he realized his sister Monique was trying to get his attention, and he was embarrassed. "Oh, yes, of course, I'm sorry. What do you need?" "Would you turn out the lights and bring those napkins and forks?" she asked with a warm smile as she stood in the center of the cozy kitchen and lit the candles on an exquisitely decorated and no doubt scrumptious homemade birthday cake. Luc did as he was asked and followed his sister into the dining room, singing with the others and trying his best not to let his fears show on his face. He was not there to ruin his niece's birthday party. Little Jacqueline stood there in her pink dress and shiny brown hair and black leather shoes. She didn't know war was looming. She knew nothing of Herr Hitler's invasion of Poland the previous September, nor did she know anything of Hitler's invasion of the Low Countries, Belgium and the Netherlands 3 days earlier. The adults had shielded the children from their worries over their older brother Philippe, who lived with his family in Brussels, the Belgian capital. Jacqueline didn't know they had not heard from Philippe since the German invasion, that Luc feared Philippe was dead. All she knew was that she had a house full of family and friends and a cake with candles, and a new doll from her beloved Uncle Luc and Aunt Claire, and her cousins Lily and Madeleine. She was so innocent, he thought as he sang, so unaware of the darkness that was settling upon them all. At least she had an excuse. She was only 4. What was her parents' excuse? Monique was 32. Her husband, Nicholas, was 36. They were a sharp, attractive couple, well-educated and, by all measures, worldly wise. They'd both been to university. She had studied nursing. He had been to the Sorbonne and had become a gifted physician. They were well-read. They had a little money socked away. They had interesting friends in high places all over Europe. How could they not see what had happened to Philippe? How could they not see the grave danger they were in? Why did they not flee while they still could, away from the border to Le Chambon, to be with Luc and Claire? "Happy birthday, dear Jacqueline. Happy birthday to you." With that, the room erupted in applause and smiles and laughter and great joy. Jacqueline looked radiant, and Luc knew that his wife Claire and their 2 daughters would have loved to be at his side. Claire had made the doll and written the card, and Lily and Madeleine had colored it and made it special for their beloved cousin. But despite their protests, Luc had forbidden them to come. The Belgian border was no place for his family, certainly not now. As Jacqueline made a wish and blew out the candles, and Monique cut the cake, Luc dutifully distributed the forks in his hand and then stepped back into the kitchen to get a couple bottles of cold milk. Then, without warning, the house was rocked by an enormous, deafening explosion. The blast wave sent everyone crashing to the ground, all the windows shattered. Shards of wood and splinters of glass flew everywhere, plates and glasses smashed to the floor. Terrified parents grasped their children, trying to shield their small bodies with their own as they covered their heads with their hands and hid under the table and behind overstuffed chairs. Before they knew it, smoke and dust filled the room, pouring in through the shattered windows. Luc fully expected to hear people screaming and crying.